On Guessand, we've got a good play on our hands here. Up the Villa. Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. If you are new to our channel, make sure you are subscribing. Get on the journey with us. Let's try and get to 27,000 as quick as we can. And you can play a massive part in helping this channel get to that milestone. Let's smash the like button. If you are buzzing for Evann Guessand, then smash the like button. And let's try and get for 1,000 likes on this episode. And most importantly, comment your thoughts in the comment section down below of how you are feeling with Guessand signing for Aston Villa. So I'm absolutely buzzing. It's a big transfer for Aston Villa. It's a player that comes in and adds great value to us. And for a window that has looked fairly tumbleweedish, if you know, you know, then this is great for us all to see, because during this transfer window, we've been in the trenches, guys. We've been digging in, we've been in there, we've been trying to find positives out of snippets of not very much, but we're here and we've made a big signing, and I imagine that this is a huge signing for Aston Villa. It's not a signing that we've just plucked out of anywhere and gone for last minute. We've been linked with Guessand before, in January especially. So he has been high on Monchi's scouting radar, and Unai Emery has handpicked him to be the one that is going to excel in the Aston Villa system. So what type of a player is he, and what are we going to do on this episode? We're going to take a look at his main attributes. We're going to take a look at the stats. We're going to take a look at images of where he flourishes and where we can expect him to play for Aston Villa on the tactical pad as well. So his main profile is that he is over 6 foot, which again can't be understated. Unai Emery building that physicality, building that high profile of player with height, which is something that we see Manchester City do with Pep Guardiola. You look across his team, they are absolute units. And again, another profile, 6 foot, strong, athletic, pacey, flair, has got a little bit of a edgy vibe to his play, silky, off the cuff, direct, but has also got real big attributes that Unai Emery looks for within his attackers. Progressive carries, being able to dribble with the ball from deep, being a powerful runner, being able to win duels and break through players. So he's got elements to his game that Unai Emery really likes, and I imagine he's got elements to his game at 24 that Unai Emery will want to hone in, refine, and make him the complete Unai Emery player, which is absolutely perfect. So where does he fit into the Unai Emery system is really important, because we know Unai Emery is very squad game. So across the board, we've got profiles of players in certain areas that are a little bit different, but then we can tweak at the same time. So here we've got a first 11 with McGinn on the bench. So I think the first area that we'd look at would be right wing, and a little bit of a profile of a high and wide winger, but he's not that. He's not that profile. He won't out and out stay wide. He is a winger / number 10. So comes inside, inverts, which again is something that we like to see with our Villa side as well. And what I do think we might see is we might start to see flexibility and rotations between the number 10 and the wide player. So we don't just stay out wide. We can come inside, we can drop, we can move forward, we can then spread across, he can go there. So already we've seen a rotation between a forward player. So I think on that right-hand side is somewhere that I think may be his starting position. But I think within the Villa system, we can rotate, we can move around. If it's not Marlon, then it could be Rodgers. McGinn could go on the left. We've got Ramsey that could go on the left. We've got Guessand who could go off the striker as well. We've got Guessand, who could play as the striker. But what also we can see is that for his time at Nice as well, he often plays on the left as well. So left, right, we can see different combinations, and we could see Marlon on the right. So all these different variations are showing how versatile Guessand is. He can play across that front line freely. For Nice, he was playing on the left, he was playing on the right, just behind the striker. So I think he adds great value to this Villa side. He adds running power, which I think, again, is something that really excites me. And if I'm just having a little look now, and we're just having a look at what the Villa front line could look like. A Rodgers, Watkins, Marlon, Guessand front line. It's got pace, power, goals. It's got the lot. I mean, that front four there is absolutely epic. So I really like the look of it. So that area is brilliant to see, and just different areas of where he can play. Fully comfortable across the whole front line as well. So yeah, can't wait to see him cooking for Unai Emery. So we're going to start off now. We're just going to have a little look at some of his underlying numbers and what's he excelling at, what's he really good at compared to wingers, and then we'll compare him to strikers as well. And I think it's really interesting to see the numbers between where he ranks with wingers and where he ranks with strikers as well. So here we've got a graphic that Earl designed us, which is an overview of what he's really good at. So we've got non-penalty goals per 90. He's in the top 16% of wingers. Shot creating actions per touch is very high. Successful take-ons per touch is also really high. Progressive carries per touch, fouls drawn per 90, very high as well. Tackles won for wingers is in the top 11%. And tackles in the attacking third is in the top 6% for wingers. Now, that's really important for me. A very important stat and metric for him is that tackles in the attacking third is in the top 6% of wingers. Now, what does that show us? It shows that he's comfortable pressing and winning the ball back high up the pitch. If you win the ball back high up the pitch, what are you doing? Containing the opposition, but also exposing them when they're in build-up, and that is something that we want to see. We don't want to be winning the ball back in our defensive third. We want to be winning it in the attacking third. That's when you can go slip a little pass into Donyell Marlon, boom, goal, assist to Watkins, etc. So really, really good when we're looking at that type of metric from him. Now, another area that I thought, do you know what? Because he's not an out-and-out winger, let's compare him to strikers. And what I found here is absolutely brilliant. So for strikers, so comparing him to strikers, progressive carries is in the top 4% of strikers. Tackles and interceptions is in the top 1% of strikers, which is the top bracket you can be in. So winning the ball back, intercepting. So intercepting passes from midfield, from defenders. Obviously, we're high up the pitch as we're actively acting as a striker. Tackles in the attacking third, we are now in the top 1% for strikers, as opposed to wingers who's in the top 6%. So there's a subtle difference. It's not lots, but it's improved again. So passes into the final third, top 8%. Assists, top 14%. Shot creating actions, top 13%. Carries into the final third, top 8%. So when we're comparing him with strikers, his numbers are also very, very good. And I think that shows where we are with the player. With striker, number 10, inverting, playing across the front line, playing quite central at times as well. So we're not just hugging a touchline and staying out wide. We're inverting and doing massive amounts of damage, which is perfect for Aston Villa. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go through some images and we're going to take a look at elements of his game that I think are very important, and we should all highlight and know what this profile of player that we've got right here. So here is something that I think is so important from him, and it is attacking open space. Here he's got the ball and he's knocking it past a defender, and the physicality of him as well. In this situation here, there is only one winner. He's burst past this player in open space, and look at that green grass now that we're able to run into, we're able to exploit. We've got that power, we've got that speed, we've got that aggression. And again, this is an area that I have highlighted that I think he's wonderful in. Another area, a little bit like areas where Morgan Rogers can pick up the ball on the edge of your own box. We can see that we've got the ball on the edge of the box. We're able to turn. We're able to front up players. Another player now is about to come towards him, but what does he do? He thinks, I'm going to just absolutely burst past you and glide past him. And then when we get into this area now, once we've picked up our starting position on the edge of the box, and then we're looking at massive open spaces to exploit. This is where you want your strikers and your number 10s to be on their bike, peeling off. He's got the decision now that he can play that ball in behind, etc., or drive or find this player on the opposite side. So elements to his game here that are very good. Now, one area, and I would say in a second, I'm about to show you a picture that Unai Emery has probably got in his office now thinking, let's get Guessand in this situation. So we can see here, centrally, we are up against a midfield. We have rode the challenge. We have used our aggression, and he's used his body well to get in front of this opposition player. Now, here is the image that Unai Emery will absolutely be loving and wanting to get his Villa team into. We've got Guessand now in front of a midfield two. You've got runners either side. You've striker who's going to be running on and peeling off. And now he has got this area here to absolutely tear down, exploit, and attack. He's got that power now to move away from these players. And this is very Aston Villa. This is very breaking through a midfield. How many times have we seen Morgan Rogers do this? Well, now we've got another player that can do it. And it's so important because physicality and his actual strength is so important in this situation. He's able to keep going. The striker's made this run, and you've got players just tearing down on a goal. And he's got options. Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I go with the striker? And I think as an attacking outlet, to have all of these options, it's absolutely brilliant. And he does play the pass in behind, and this player does go on to run on and score this goal. And it's all made from that moment. But again, in tight spaces, not just being able to dribble, using his body to manipulate the ball, going one way, then going another way, selling defenders, driving forward. Nice little flick. His footwork is very, very good in these areas as well. So he can use his body, but he can also use his footwork. And again, loads of players around him, but he just keeps going, keeps driving forward, and he's brilliant. Now, this also is something that really impressed me, is that we've got a situation now where he's got an opportunity to bend it round the keeper, but he doesn't do that. He waits and waits and waits for the right moment, draws defenders in, and keeps going, and keeps using that power to go past these players, and then puts it and buries it into the back of the net. But decision making, trusting himself, knowing that he's got the ability to dribble, to drive, to keep going. And I think in that situation really impressed me. Again, earlier we were talking about tackles won in the attacking third. Well, we can see here that we've won the ball back on the halfway line. We've pressed, we've been aggressive, we've been able to jump on a defender, and then the next couple of actions later, we're dinking the keeper, we've drove through on goal, and this all comes from him pressuring on the edge of the halfway line. We can see decision making is good as well. We do a nice little pop off, little layoff, little 1-2, uses that to his advantage, and then he's clean through on this left-hand side as well. So again, we can see that we're picking up space on the left-hand side. So comfortable both sides, but his awareness, give, go, I'm on my bike, I'm off, give me the ball, is really good. Again, I wanted to see what he was like under pressure. So when he was striking, what's he like when he's got a defender that's right next to him? No problem. You stay there, mate. Smack this one in the back of the net as well. So it shows composure, technique. His touch is good in and around the 18-yard box as well. And again, we've got another attribute that I wanted to see what he was like. Ball striking. This one ends up in the back of the net. Bides his time. Drifts away from a defender in the box as well. Peels off him. Able to strike and score this goal. And an element that I think I haven't really seen anyone really mention is that aerially, he's strong in the 18-yard box. So Austin McPhee will be licking his lips with another 6-footer with Rodgers, Watkins, with Onana. All these players are going to be used to McPhee's benefit, and we were the best attacking side from set pieces last season. We were the best defensive side from set pieces. Austin McPhee needs massive praise because he's very good at his job, and it comes into fruition when we see Aston Villa leading the way for goals and assists and defending set pieces as well. So that's something that I think is very important. And I also think to note something that I think is important is going to be this, what we've seen in pre-season so far. Aston Villa pressing from goal kicks. So if this is Guessand, we've got a midfielder, we've got a striker and number 10, boxing them in with pace, power, aggression. I think Villa on goal kicks have been very interesting this pre-season. We've been aggressive, we've been narrow, we've been more assertive and aggressive going to try and retrieve this ball. So I think Guessand really helps and aids Villa in this situation. So for me, he's a very, very good signing. And I think you've all seen attributes there of a really top player that's coming to Aston Villa. So absolutely buzzing because I think he adds so much value to Aston Villa's squad, to Aston Villa's team. And it just feels like a pure Unai Emery signing. I look at him and I think Unai Emery. And at 24 years of age, players that he reminds me of a little bit, Semenyo. And we've got a younger version of Semenyo. And I just think it's a top signing from Villa. And he's going to absolutely cook. Now, one slight negative, which it is, but in a way, Emery's already alluded to this in pre-season. And Emery's clever, you know. Emery's very, very clever, right? Because the negative is that he's going to go to AFCON at the start of the year. So we're gonna lose him at the start of the year, which obviously is a blow. But at the same time, Emery's really big on players that play for their international countries, and he's big on them playing for them, gaining experience and playing at the highest level. So it is a blow, but we've got him until Jan, and then Europa will be done, and then we'll have him back when we need him to win the Europa League as well. So I think that's probably the only little negative, but at the end of the day, they're not every year, are they? So yes, we're going to miss him, but I imagine someone else will just step up. So I don't really see too much as a negative, to be honest. We want him playing for his country that he plays for. So if he plays there, has a great AFCON, comes back full force, flying, then who knows? Who knows? He could elevate his performances. Who knows? So I'm absolutely buzzing with this signing because we've needed it, we've got it, and he's a player that I can't stop watching him, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm watching him 24/7 at the minute, just finding new little areas about his game that I really enjoy and that I think he's gonna aid this Villa team. So absolutely huge, buzzing for it. Like I say, subscribe if you do, smash the likes, comment your thoughts. Up the Guessand, up the Villa.